Environment Day quiz. When is International Day for Biological Diversity observed? May 22nd. Which country is the official host of World Environment Day 2026? Azerbaijan. What is the central theme of the World Environment Day 2026 global campaign? A global call for climate action. Who is known as the father of the Indian environmental movement? Professor Ramdeo Misra. Who is known as the father of the environmental movement in Kerala? Professor John C. Jacob. Which was India's first biosphere reserve? Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Which district has the largest forest area in Kerala? Idukki. Who wrote the book Silent Spring? Rachel Carson. Which is the highest altitude freshwater lake in Kerala? Pookod Lake. Which is the highest national park in India? Hemis National Park. Which movement was started by Wangari Maathai to plant trees and protect the environment? Green Belt Movement. Which international organization leads World Environment Day celebrations every year? UNEP. Which is the cleanest lake in Kerala or Queen of Lakes in Kerala? Shastamkota Lake. Which conference led to the creation of World Environment Day? Stockholm Conference. In which country was the first United Nations conference on the human environment held? Sweden. Which large bird is Kerala's state bird and is threatened by habitat loss? Great Hornbill. Which marine mammal is endangered and found in Indian waters? Dugong. Which vulture species in India declined mainly due to diclofenac use? White-rumped vulture. Which protocol was signed to protect the ozone layer? Montreal Protocol. Which program encourages tree planting in Kerala? Endemaram. Which organization publishes the Red List of Threatened Species? International Union for Conservation of Nature. Which is the smallest protected forest area in Kerala? Mangalavanam Burn Sanctuary. Which country is known as the world's largest producer of solar energy? China. Which rainforest is called the lungs of the earth? Amazon rainforest. Which country contains most of the Amazon rainforest? Brazil. Which endangered animal is the symbol of WWF? Giant panda. What does BOD stand for in environmental science? Biochemical oxygen demand. Which ocean is the largest in the world? Pacific Ocean. Which is the longest river in the world? Nile River. Which layer of the atmosphere is responsible for absorbing most ultraviolet rays from the sun? Stratosphere. Which chemical damages the ozone layer? Chlorofluorocarbon. In which year was World Environment Day first established by the United Nations? 1972. In which year was World Environment Day first celebrated? 1974. What was the slogan of the first World Environment Day celebration in 1974? Only one Earth. What is the primary cause of acid rain? Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides. Which young environmental activist became globally famous for climate action? Greta Thunberg. Who is recognized as the mother of environmental movement? Rachel Carson. Who is known as the mother of environmental movement in India? Vandana Shiva. Give an example of sustainable development. Solar energy. From which language the word environment originate? French. Which country is known for having the highest recycling rate? Germany. What is the main purpose of the Kyoto Protocol? To reduce greenhouse gas emissions that cause climate change. Which harmful gas is produced when plastic is burned? Dioxin. Which tree is believed to emit high amount of oxygen? Banyan tree. Which is India's first organic state? Sorry. Which is India's first organic state? Sikkim. Which movement involved hugging trees to protect forests? Chipko movement. Which country is known as a carbon negative country? Bhutan. Project Tiger was launched in India in which year? 1973. Which practice is not a method of sustainable agriculture? Monocropping. What are known as the lungs of the earth? Rainforest. Which crop increases soil fertility? Leguminous crops. Which is India's first eco-friendly railway station? Secunderabad railway station in Telangana. What is hydroponics? Soilless cultivation. Which is India's first solar village? Modhera. Over enrichment of water with nutrients causing excessive algal growth and oxygen depletion. Eutrophication. Where is the headquarters of WWF located? Switzerland. This method conserves water by delivering it directly to the plant root zone, reducing evaporation and improves crop efficiency. Type your answer in the comment box. Thanks for watching.